communication plan basically would help you understand how you're going to communicate with what stakeholders at what level. Again, remember the stop. So you can't go to the low level and too detailed information to the senior executives because they don't have the time or they're not interested in the details. There is other set of people who are interested in details. So for them, you present. So depending on the target audience or your group, you would then try and structure your communication plan or your results and the findings from the elicitation exercise. And then you need to tailor that and present it either in a meeting, or you can do a walkthrough. You can actually have some kind of a targeted session, one-to-one. If there are really people on the ground kind of a person, then you can actually arrange a session with them and then explain, this is how we can come up with the product idea or design or whatever. And then what we need to understand here is, if you really want to do this kind of context setting, this kind of information exchange and communication with the stakeholders, you would need to consider a set of factors. One is obviously, what do you want to communicate? What do you want to tell them? Do you want to give all the details, or do you want to just give enough detail for them, just so that then quickly jump into the action plan? What do we as a business need to do? What is the roadmap? What is the kind of work that we should have? What kind of features should we have in a product? And then you also need to say how the information needs to be stated. Is it in the form of, for example, if it's a business person, you would need to give them a very high level plan in terms of when that would be done. So it's a plan. If it's a technology person, you need to talk still in terms of the functional stuff, what needs to be done, but more in terms of how that could be achieved. So the plan, the project plan, or the technology stack that needs to be there in place, the resources that you would need to have. So those are the kind of, again, it depends really on who are going to be the target audience for your report or the findings. And then you need to channel, and you need to kind of give a twist to the same data, but in a way that is palatable to that kind of a stakeholder. And what is the optimum way to deliver the information? Is it better to actually arrange a workshop just so that I can, or a meeting so that I can just run them through a walkthrough of this report so that I can take questions? Or is it better first send an email out with the short one, with the 5-pager, so that everybody gets an idea of what I'm talking about? That gives them a high level view of what has been done, what has come out of the studies, and what is going to be the impact on the way that we are doing the work, the roadmap. And then after the email is sent out, maybe schedule a meeting with the next level people, just so that they can discuss the details. So again, the operational, the tactical people, you can get them into a room and then you can discuss. You can get into a lot more detail than the high level thing. And then you can present them, okay, now that we've gotten so much information, such and such context rich stuff, this is what I propose to do. This is what we are going to go ahead with. These are the features we need to focus on. This is how we can deliver. This is a roadmap, right? So again, once this is done, then we can have, just like the communication plan we discussed earlier, we need to identify if that needs to be done in a more regular, more frequent fashion. So it's not one stop, it's not just a one-time activity. It's not going to be just done once, but you need to engage them more and more in a more consistent way.